Both recording? You want to say hi? Come on, get over here. No, you gotta get in the shot. Get in the shot. Yeah. Cameraman Jack's in frame. He did a face reveal. Hi, welcome back to Nugget Productions. I'm Eli. I'll be your host today, and with me I've got
Naomi McDonald.
Lovely to meet you. Do you want to just name some roles that you might be well known for?
Oh, it's going to take me a while. No, I've got Miquella from DLC Elden Ring. Yinlin from Wuthering Waves. Yume Mizuki from Genshin Impact. Godling Johnny from Witcher 3. Michelle from Dragon Quest. Yeah, they're my faves that I can think of. Oh, and Akana from Reverse 1999.
Quite a lot of RPGs there, don't you think?
Yeah, quite a
some
few.
typecasting there, or?
Just a little.
Just a little bit.
I'm fine to stay in that bracket. I love it.
I'm guessing you're very much well known for all your work in gacha games such as Wuthering Waves, Genshin Impact, Arknights as well.
Yeah.
Are those some of your favorite roles? Because I see them quite a lot.
I do. I absolutely love them. They're very... not laid back. It does take a lot of energy, but there's obviously not so much like screaming and kind of they're a bit more gentle, and you can really get into the acting side of it, and kind of the story's always really interesting. They've always got nice deep backgrounds to them. So yeah, I love playing them. I'm happy to do those and stick with those.
Maybe with the gacha fandom being, so very much dedicated to their characters. That must be like really cool to see you go on Twitter. It's like, oh, that's my character. That's me.
Yeah, it is cool. It's still exciting every time. I've been doing it for like 25 years now. I know I don't look old enough. It's crazy. But I'm still super excited to see that people enjoy them.
25 years ago. So what? I don't think you started with the gacha games, obviously. They're more of a recent endeavor. So where did you start?
Well, I kind of started doing random bits of voiceover, like little commercials, or then I started doing little cartoons, but just kind of at the start, as you do, you don't generally get like a lead character. So you just get to do loads of like smaller parts, but that's great because then you get to do a variety and you get to find out what you're good at. So it's actually a brilliant thing. It's a reason why that's how the journey goes, I think, or you'll be a better actor for it than someone who's like thrown into a lead part straight out of drama school. So I did hundreds of different characters, and then I started doing a bit of video game work. Actually, I did video games a long time ago when I did Harry Potter, that series.
Which Harry Potter?
The Philosopher's Stone.
That's a throwback. Throw that on screen.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of like PS1 Hagrid and stuff. Throw him on screen as well.
Throwing it back, yeah. And like the Quidditch.
Oh my god, the Quidditch game as well. Yeah. Wow, that's a throwback.
Yeah, like literally years ago. So yeah, that was like one of the first ones that I did. My IMDb is how I sort of remember most things that I've done.
It's like a journal that someone else has written for you. It's perfect.
Thank God for IMDb. I don't think I'd have a clue what I did otherwise. And then kind of I just started getting more auditions. I've had the same wonderful agent since I started, and they started getting me more auditions for video games. And I really think it's about experience. The better you do each time you audition, you do a good job. You might not even get the job, but they'll think of you next time. And then I started getting jobs, and then I started getting like bigger parts, and it just kind of happened like that, really.
What was the first biggest part that you remember like getting and being super excited for then?
I think that was Godling Johnny for Witcher 3. I didn't know what I was doing. It was called something else for honestly, you guys probably do know, because I know a lot of people understand the industry, but you don't get told anything. Like, it is so tight, like under wraps, that you don't know what you're working on.
It's a third Witcher game. If that leaks, then it'll be over for like CDPR.
Exactly. So you don't know what you're doing. Your agent doesn't know what you're working on. The director tells you very little, so it's a very interesting industry, because when you're an actor in vision, you know what you're doing, and you get told so much, and you work on the character, and so it is tricky trying to understand what you're doing, but you get used to that, and you start to know what questions to ask without needing to know what the whole thing is, basically.
I'd imagine also when you're doing kind of these things, your director telling you very little, it's like, I wish I was on screen now, because the character gets to become them. I have to become this character.
No, I love it, honestly. The whole process is so fun. and you get to play the most random characters and species, and you don't have to look or sound like them, but you can become that, which is a real treat as an actor.
Now I'm really curious about the species, if you can give us like an example of that.
Well, I'm probably going to keep going back to the same thing, but like Godling Johnny was like some swamp thing.
I imagine he's going like...
Yeah. He was like just the funnest thing to voice because he was just completely mad and just going on about like his favourite part of the day was pooing, essentially. So one of my finest moments. What else? I played a mouse in Angelina Ballerina. Alice the mouse. Well, no, I wasn't Alice. Was I Alice? Yeah, Alice. Nimble Toes.
What a name.
I know.
Especially for a ballerina show about rats.
Yeah.
Or mice. Sorry, I don't want to interrupt.
Yeah, God, get it right. Come on.
I'm a fake fan.
And Michelle from Dragon Quest. No, Dragon Quest? No.
Dragon Age?
I think Dragon Quest. She was a mermaid, so yeah. I get around with species. Yeah. I can play whatever you want.
What was your like first role ever then? If we're going like way back.
Um.
Do you need some time to pull up IMDb then?
Yeah, I think it actually might be the Harry Potter. I think those series of PlayStation games was like, yeah, I think that was the very first.
I will be fact checking that, so can we just cut to that quickly?
I mean, I've actually gone ahead and checked her IMDb. It actually was Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Cool.
I did this with
That's
another.
great.
I did it with another interview earlier. I was like pulled out to the editing screen, but at this time I was in my pajamas. It was 3 a.m, and I was just getting angry at myself. Like, why did you say this? You should have said that.
We all do it.
But I'm guessing it's also the same when you're in the booth. Because I've heard also in the video game industry, you get 2 takes. That's what I've heard.
Oh my goodness, it's so true. Sometimes it's 1, to be honest. If you're playing, yeah, I did one a couple years back, and it was go, like just keep going until we say stop and we want another take. So it was really repetitive, and you do get a bit spaced out, and I realized you have to have a lot of sugar on hand. Like need like Dolly Mix, something that dissolves quickly in your mouth. Don't get any chewy toffees. And a Lucozade to keep your energy up and your concentration, because the screen as well is like, it's kind of, yeah, it takes a different sort of energy than you'd imagine, because you're not running around, but your brain is like constantly concentrating.
That's why my mind just blanked out there. I was like just picturing you're there like a tiny little teleprompter, and you're like doing, can you get grunt 2 again, please?
Yeah.
Can I get grunt 2 again, please?
You've got it
How
down.
about I grunt you again, please?
Yeah, it's exactly that. Can you just set yourself alight again? I'm like, absolutely.
Let me quickly get the lighter.
Yeah.
I've lost my gasoline. Wait a minute. There also must be like some really fun parts of being in the booth as well. If you've got any funny stories about that as well.
Anything particular that's happened? You know what? Sadly, I don't think it's all been pretty straightforward. I've never fallen off a chair or spoken about a director when the mic was on, but I'll try and make that happen.
That means that it has happened to someone else before.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh dear.
Yeah. I'm absolutely sure it's happened. I'll remember at 3 a.m. tone. I'll be like, that had a great story.
I can't imagine Jack talking good about me. I know he talks some mad shit about me behind my back. I'm gonna mess with the camera saying you're gonna hate me for this.
Oh, God.
You're saying some mad stuff about me behind my back. I can tell, yeah.
Yes.
100%. Like that guilty face he's got on there as well. Oh my God, I don't know if that's right. This must be one of those chaotic interviews you've ever done.
I love it.
Perfect.
Makes me feel like I can be chaotic.
Yeah, exactly. We don't want to like bolt you down. It's like, okay,
No.
here's a script, here's some questions. Just have fun.
Yeah.
I think that's what this industry's all about, just having fun, enjoying what you're doing, especially, you know, in such like a huge industry as video games. If you're sounding bored, or if you are bored, it will show. And as you said, having a bunch of sugar must be super helpful.
You need it it is like any person, like an athlete, or which I'm a vocal athlete, obviously, but really, like, you do need that. And I used to be like, worried about, I don't want to eat too much sugar or too much caffeine. Like, oh my God, get it in.
What's
that
your,
is a big
like,
tip.
do you have like a little like plate next to you with like, some bangers, some mash, a bit of ice cream maybe?
I don't know how well that would sound on the mic. It'd probably get a little claggy.
What's your starter pack then for when you're in the booth?
I think like a big flask of tea, some Dolly Mix, a Lucozade Sport, tissues.
Which flavour of Lucozade?
Oh, I love the raspberry. Yes. Delicious. God,
Yes.
I'm so sad I've missed out on that my whole life. Like, my parents never let me have drinks like that. Now I'm like guzzling it down. And yeah, tissues, because you always end up having a runny nose even though you're not ill. Yeah, that's what I'd say, taking the booth.
Did you ever imagine that the voice acting industry would be where you ended up?
Ooh, I probably hoped it did. Yeah, I really wanted to do video games. As soon as I started doing them, I just loved them so much and wanted to just keep doing more and more. So
You much of a gamer yourself?
no, but I'm really tempted to start getting into it. Like, I'm always late to the game with everything, and so I'm like suddenly like, hey guys, I think video games might be fun. It's like, yeah, we've been doing it for years, but that's so me to suddenly, like, 20 years later from like the last time I played, be like, actually I'm gonna take it up again.
Any games been catching your eye?
Well, I suppose the things that I play, like Elden Ring, and I mean,
Not
they
for a
look
beginner.
So hard.
Not
I
for a
know.
beginner.
No, I'd sit there literally just, my character would just be there, just like not doing anything. But they look wicked.
Yeah. For beginners especially, this could be just me talking. I think a game that's really good is What Remains of Edith Finch. Amazing story. It's not very difficult. It's literally, essentially you hold forward and stuff happens.
Yep.
Very basic puzzle. It's very fun. And the story is guaranteed to make you cry. It's amazing.
Great. Good advice.
You could have warned me. I need to go to the break.
I didn't realise.
When did they cut?
At the same time, apparently.
How far back was that?
Just now. My face isn't even framed.
Is it still in the frame? Is it in the frame? Yes. Is your face in the frame? Yes. Is your face in the frame? I love messing with you, bro. Oh my god.
I came over here initially to freaking move the camera because it was off a bit. And then it just
He's gonna have my head on the pike by the end of this.
Yes, I will.
I think now it's time for the part of the show where I ask you to make up your dream character, how they sound, how they look, how they act. You've got until Jack cuts you off. Go.
Oh my goodness. Okay. She's like a queen, like the Queen of Hearts. Really powerful. Let's make her Australian. I've never voiced an Australian character. I want her Australian. She's like got incredible strong powers. She is made of sweets, like licorice. It's in this candy world, and she owns Candy World, and she's the queen, and she has hair down to the floor, made of licorice, and she's Australian.
So we have an Australian Candy Rapunzel, who's also the Queen of Hearts and incredibly overpowered.
Yeah, and don't take that and make it. That's mine. Copyright.
Copyright it right now. How'd she sound?
Like a deep, rich, Aussie.
You got an example for us? Or just like.
Oh, sorry. You actually want an example? Obviously. She'd talk like that. So she's like a Kylie Minogue, but she's deeper.
Wow.
Yeah.
The transition from your British to the. Wow.
This is how she talks, and her hair's made of licorice, and she smells like a candy store. Come on, you want to play her? Don't
I do
lie.
actually. Yeah, I'm like an Alice in Madness where it was. Now to finish off.
Yeah.
If you could go back or forwards in time to any point in your career.
Yeah.
Before, during, after, whatever. Where are you going, and what would you say to yourself?
I'm gonna go back. Not that long ago, like maybe 5 years ago, and I'm gonna say to be much more confident with your individuality. Don't compare yourself to anyone and enjoy what you're doing now.
That's brilliant advice to end off with. Well, thank you very much for being here. Don't forget
Thank
to
you.
click all the funny buttons down there or down there, depending on where we post this. I've been me. That's been her. I'll see you in a bit. Bye.
Bye.